When the Deputy President William Ruto and his allies officially unveiled the Jubilee Assembly Center, I personally thought that marked the end of the drama in Jubilee Party, and that the Deputy President and his team had finally accepted and agreed to start conducting their affairs away from Jubilee Party headquarters, headed by Raphael Tuju in Pangani. But from all indications, I was wrong. The drama in Jubilee Party is not going to come to an end anytime soon. President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy are still going to fight for the control of that party. But as things stand today, the president is controlling that party. But his deputy is not going to allow the president to kick him out of Jubilee Party. And yesterday something very interesting happened. Caleb Kositany, who is the Deputy Secretary-General of Jubilee Party, wrote a letter to Raphael Tuju. You know, a Deputy Secretary-General, I've never seen that thing happening anywhere in the world. It's only in Jubilee where a Deputy Secretary-General writes a letter to the SG, who is his boss, demanding for certain answers. And Caleb Kositany was demanding for 12 answers. I want us to go through those demands. And Raphael Tuju also in equal measure responded to Caleb Kositany. So today I want us to look at this war in Jubilee Party. Why is the Deputy President not letting go of Jubilee Party? In my view, it boils down to the political party's funds. Jubilee Party receives millions and millions of Kenya shillings every single year. And the Deputy President has sat down and calculated the number of members of parliament he brought to Jubilee Party. And he believes he is entitled to those funds. But the president is now keen on kicking out all his allies. Currently, at the neck, I think there are only 3 allies of the deputy president remaining. There's the Caleb Kositany, and then there's the treasurer Mutai, and I think there's another member. Only those 3. The rest are allies of the president, and the president is actually keen on kicking out the remaining allies of the deputy president from that party. Now let us go to Caleb Kositany's letter and look at those 12 demands. And I want to analyze them line by line, and then go to Raphael Tuju's letter and also dissect the kind of response so that we can understand where we are coming from and where we are going to. But before we do that, if you are watching this video for the first time, please take a second or two and click subscribe button. And again, I want to appeal to every member on this platform that the COVID is real in this country and in this world. So if you know any relative, friend, brother and sister, please tell them to just follow the government guidelines. They are very simple. Sanitize and wash your hands. Keep social distancing. And wear your mask. And if possible, if you can avoid crowds, please do that. Now back to the main issue. Let us go straight to the letter which Caleb Kositany wrote to Raphael Tuju. The letter says, demand for information and the party financial reports for the financial year, for the financial period 2016-2017, 2017-2018, 2018-2019, and 2019-2020. So basically, Caleb Kositany is demanding for financial records for Jubilee Party for the last 4 good years. Basically from the time Jubilee Party was formed, because initially we didn't have Jubilee Party. We had URP and we had TNA. So Caleb Kositany is demanding for financial records for those 4 years. I don't know what he was doing before, to an extent that he had to wait now. Now let us read the letter and continue. He's saying, I write on behalf of more than 100 members of parliament and over 500 members of the county assembly who are all bona fide and paid up members of the party to demand for the following informations, items 1 to 12 in the paragraphs below. So I read here, there's a message here by claiming that there is over 100 members of parliament. The other day, we are sure now that the DP doesn't have over 100 members of parliament, and is also talking of 500 MCS. Remember, for a political party to qualify to get political funding, they only require to have 20 members of parliament, 3 senators, 3 governors, and 40 MCS. Caleb Kositany is talking of 100 MPs and is also talking of 500 MCS. So which means their wing qualifies for this funding. And the letter is continuing. Let's go straight to... So he's saying, this demand is made pursuant to Article 35 1B of the Constitution of Kenya and Part 3, Section 23 to 32, and in particular Section 29 and 31 of the Political Parties Act and the party's constitution. I hasten to note that previous requisition of information from myself and or other members of the party on other matters have been ignored intentionally or otherwise by your office. May you not ignore this one as well. So it's telling to you not to try to ignore this letter. And here are the demands. Very interesting. Number 1, what Caleb Kositany is demanding from Tuju: approved budget for financial year 2016, 2017, 2017, 2018, 2018, 2019, 2019, 2020. Approved budget. So it means as a political party, they work under budget. So in that budget, there are items. So if it's for publicity, it's for party campaigns, mobilizations, things like those. So Caleb Kositany, even if it's salaries, Caleb Kositany wants all those for the 4 years. He's also saying all approved procurement records, reports, and all committee minutes for financial year the same period. So he wants all the meetings, so that if there was an agreement that we are going to campaign for a Jubilee candidate in, say, Kibra, how much did we use? And were they minuted? And he wants them for the last 4 years. He's saying certified bank statement from all Jubilee party bank accounts for the financial years stated include all cash books for the same period. You see, he's putting demands which Raphael Tuju cannot actually meet. Number 4, finance and audit committee minutes and reports for financial year the same period, and include internal audit reports for the same periods. So they even want the internal audit reports because they are getting public, because this is public funds, there must be internal auditor to check on how the money is used. And he's saying number 5, schedule of all Jubilee party county offices paid for by the party for the financial year that period, include copies of lease agreement. So Caleb Kositany is demanding that if Jubilee party are paying for county offices, because one of the requirements for a political party to be registered, they must have, I think, at least certain number of offices in counties. So Caleb Kositany wants to know any lease agreement, and if they are paying, how much are they paying for the last 4 years? Okay, he's also saying number 6, he wants lease and tenancy agreement for the headquarter premises at Pangani interchange and schedule of all rents for the financial year the same. So the Pangani office is now another issue here. But this case had told the entire country that they had moved to Jubilee Asili headquarters. But why are they demanding for the financial records? The politics in Jubilee party is that that Pangani office was donated by our Eloisha, and the party was not paying. So it seems the party has been paying for it. So they want to know who is the owner, the lease agreements, and the rest. But I don't think any Kenyan can allow or can donate such kind of a building for free. Even ODM party had Orange House, but they were paying rent to Karoli. Jubilee party. So the other thing is demanding copies of all expenditures incurred and paid for financial year 20. You see, it's impossible. How do you expect Raphael Tuju to get you all the, 2017, 2016, 2017, that was the campaign period. This guy wants all those records, any expenditure. I mean, how is it going to be possible? Number 9, he wants a schedule of all donations in kind or otherwise from any other party, including Chinese CPC or any other members for financial years. So there's a political party in China, the Communist Party, which has some relationship with Jubilee Party. Caleb Kositany wants to know if they ever funded party activities. They want to know how much did they contribute. Remember, the Communist Party funded by Jubilee after the last election. And that's the money which Jubilee used to kick out the allies of the deputy president at the county level without the deputy president knowing. By the time he realized this, it was already late. It's very interesting. Okay, saying number 10, they want a schedule of all contributions by elected and nominated members, including members of county assemblies, members of parliament for the financial years. So they want to know. MPs normally contribute. MCs contribute. So Caleb Kositany wants to know, these guys, how much have they contributed since 2016, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20. Very interesting demands. And he's saying he wants a schedule of all salaries and wages to all staff for the financial years 2016, 2017, the same period. And he wants to attach in that schedule and subschedule over the same period for salaries. And number 12, he wants a schedule of all pending bills to date. So that one is acceptable. If there's people who still demand money, like for example, they printed merchandise for Jubilee Party, but they were not paid, then it's just right for them to be paid. So Caleb Kositany wants all this. Then he's continuing now. May I get the said information within the next 7 days of this letter? I believe the 7 days timeline is achievable owing to the fact that the information sought is within your records. So now he's giving the boss an ultimatum to provide, because Raphael Tuju, the Secretary-General, is giving him an ultimatum to provide these documents. Within how many days? 7 days. This guy wants records from 2016. And he wants them within 7 days. Is it achievable? And why the 7 days? He's saying, you may send the same through my email address or through my cell phone numbers, platforms, which you have. So these demands by Caleb Kositany, I don't think they are achievable. Raphael Tuju cannot achieve them. That one, Raphael Tuju would be lying to them. But let us look at the response by Raphael Tuju on this before we go into the game plan of the deputy president. Because this is a man whose allies had actually moved to a new center called Jubilee Asili Center. He's saying, Raphael Tuju is responding, and it's very funny, and this is ruthless. He's responding the same day for the first time. Dear sir, I have received your letter on which you demand to be furnished with audited accounts of Jubilee Party. You have signed off as the Deputy Secretary-General. So that's the beginning. So he has received the letter, and the same guy has signed off as the Deputy Secretary-General. So what is Tuju trying to say? Let's continue. Sir, I am delighted to inform you that the Office of the Auditor General completed their audit of our accounts for the period 2016-17, 17-18, 18-19. So the one which is not completed is 2019-2020. Currently, we are only awaiting for the certificate from the Auditor General's office for the year, covering the account for the year 2018-2019. Now it's continuing. These are public documents, and you are entitled to get the copies from the Auditor General's office or the Registrar of Political Parties. The party cannot receive political parties' funds without due compliance. We shall be tabling all this at the next meeting. So Raphael Tuju is telling Caleb Kositany, all these documents you are asking for, they're in public, they are public documents. And there is no way we can get political fundings as a political party without submitting all these documents to the Register of Political Party and the Auditor General. So he's telling them, go to the Auditors General and get this document, or you can go to the Register of Political Parties and get these documents. So he's telling Caleb Kositany, you are the Deputy Secretary-General, but you even don't know the basic. He's continuing here that I have observed with concern your use of the party stationery to write to some county assemblies to contradict communications from the office of the Secretary General. You are on record as having taken the party to court that you eventually withdrew. So it's now pumping some sense to this guy, that this guy is the Deputy Secretary General, but he's been writing letters to contradict the Secretary General. Very funny in Jubilee. I've never witnessed this in any other political party. So your letter is continuing. Your latest letter demanding, in quotes, demanding documentations from the office of the Secretary General, where you are the deputy, and you proceed to give an ultimatum of 7 days is puzzling, if not some rather desperate political posturing. So he's just telling this guy the truth. Because if you are the Deputy Secretary General of a political party, then you ought to know what's happening in the party. And this guy is giving an ultimatum. And it's part of that office. So he's telling him this just being petty, puzzling, and political posturing. And indeed, that's what Caleb Kositany is doing. Caleb Kositany has written letters after letters after letters without any success. It's continuing, the last paragraph, which is the most interesting part. All this expose an extreme form of maniacal behavior. So basically, it's referring to this guy as someone who is sick in the head. Unfortunately, in this office, we do not have the capacity or qualification to deal with such malady, sickness. In any case, you should be addressing such issues to the office of Mr. No, now he's addressing the office of Mr. Alfred Kipkorir Mutai. That's the one guy, William Ruto ally, remaining in the neck. And he's emphasizing the office of Mr. Alfred Kipkorir Mutai. He's emphasizing that, so that you now know that there's another Kenyan somewhere there. You can go. Who is the treasurer? And is a member of NEC, just like you. Now that's the arrogance now. But in that arrogance lies the truth. Why should Caleb Kositany demand documents from Raphael Tuju and not from the treasurer? He sits in the NEC. He sits in organs of the party. But why is he demanding from Raphael Tuju and not from this guy? So he's saying, most respectfully, in corporate world, that just means, my friend, go away. I'm tired. I'll not respond to you again. So let us wait and see how Caleb Kositany is going to respond to this. But why is this drama continuing? Just like I said, it's about the control of Jubilee political parties. William Ruto is still going to fight for that political party's funding, because with that funding, they can be able to establish structures for the purposes of 2022 election. Also, by this letter, Caleb Kositany had actually wanted to appeal to the emotions of Jubilee supporters. But I'm reading the responses from people after, especially Jubilee supporters, after Raphael Tuju's letter, and they're poking holes on the same Caleb Kositany. So if it's about sympathy, it has not worked. And also, I think the Deputy President is keen on taking back Jubilee Party. So whether it's going to succeed or not is something which I can't tell as at now. But let us wait and see how things are going to unfold in Jubilee Party. And if you are watching this video for the first time again, please take a second or two and hit the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this one, you get notified. And to the subscribers, I want to continue to thank you guys for your continued support. And just like I keep on asking you guys to help me a favor, I want you guys to help me create interactions by sharing this video on your platforms, WhatsApp, Twitter, anywhere. And then also just drop your comments. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day.